Headline news from Nature Reality. Sydney floods. Over 150 rescued amid heavy rains and weather emergencies. June 2, 2024. Sydney, Australia. More than 150 people have been rescued as heavy rain continues to cause widespread flooding and weather emergencies across Sydney and surrounding areas. The relentless downpour, which began earlier this week, has led to significant disruptions, with emergency services working around the clock to ensure the safety of residents. Emergency services overwhelmed New South Wales, NSW, State Emergency Service, SES, teams have been inundated with calls for help as rivers overflowed and streets turned into rivers. As of this morning, over 150 individuals have been rescued from floodwaters, with many more calls for assistance still being addressed. The SES has urged residents to avoid non-essential travel and to heed evacuation warnings promptly. Affected areas and evacuations. The worst affected areas include parts of Western Sydney, where the Nepean and Hawkesbury rivers have risen dramatically, flooding homes and roads. The suburbs of Penrith, Windsor, and Richmond have seen particularly severe impacts, with many residents evacuated to temporary shelters. In Penrith, local authorities reported that the Nepean River had reached its highest level in over a decade, causing severe flooding in low-lying areas. Emergency services have set up evacuation centers and are distributing sandbags to help protect properties from the encroaching waters. Infrastructure and transport disruptions. Flooding has caused extensive damage to infrastructure, with several major roads and bridges closed due to safety concerns. The Transport for NSW has reported significant disruptions to train and bus services, advising commuters to check for updates before traveling. Sydney's public transport system has been heavily impacted, with multiple train lines suspended or delayed due to flooding on the tracks. Road closures have also led to severe traffic congestion in many parts of the city. Weather forecast and warnings. The Bureau of Meteorology, BOM, has issued severe weather warnings for Sydney and surrounding regions, forecasting continued heavy rain and strong winds over the next 48 hours. Residents in flood-prone areas have been advised to stay alert and prepare for possible evacuations. The BOM's latest update indicated that more than 100 millimeters of rain has fallen in some areas over the past 24 hours, with more heavy rain expected. Flash flooding is a significant concern, particularly in urban areas where drainage systems are already overwhelmed. Community response and assistance. Local communities have rallied together, providing assistance to those affected by the floods. Volunteers are working alongside emergency services to distribute supplies, help with evacuations, and provide support at shelters. Community organizations and charities have also stepped in, offering food, clothing, and temporary accommodation to those displaced by the floods. Social media has become a vital tool for coordination, with residents using platforms to share information and offer help. Government response. The NSW government has declared a state of emergency in the worst-hit areas and has allocated additional resources to support the emergency response efforts. Premier Dominic Perrottet urged residents to follow official advice and emphasize the importance of community solidarity during this challenging time. We are facing a significant weather event, and the safety of our residents is our top priority. I urge everyone to stay informed, take necessary precautions, and support each other, Premier Perrottet said in a statement. Looking ahead, as Sydney braces for more rain, the focus remains on ensuring the safety of residents and minimizing the damage caused by the floods. Emergency services continue to work tirelessly, and the community's resilience and cooperation will be crucial in the days ahead. Residents are encouraged to stay updated with the latest weather forecasts and emergency information through official channels, including the BOM and SES websites and local news outlets. The situation remains fluid, and authorities are closely monitoring the weather patterns to provide timely updates and warnings.